In recent years, stand-up comedy's changed a bit. It used to be that top comedians would compete for large theaters around the United States. This is a time before social media and giant podcasts. The number of household name comedians was not nearly as large as comedy was not mainstream. Yet. This changed really in the 90s as comedy became more connected to culture via the rise of the internet, YouTube, email lists, and eventually social media platforms like MySpace. These platforms changed comedy forever, and it made comedians far more marketable to larger and larger audiences. The rise of podcasting also helped this process along, creating a new variant of content for comics to create. This introduced the concept of arena comics. If I wanted to name a full list of arena comics today, we would be here for a while, and that's my problem. Arena comedy sucks, and comics are the only ones who can kill it. Arenas are huge and fit a mass amount of people in them, and this means two things: a worse comedy experience and more ticket sales. So guess what that means? A comic and their management, once suckling from the arena teat, is never going to stop sucking. You do not have to look far to find comedy fans complaining about arena comedy, with the common complaints being bad audio and almost zero visuals, because at the end of the day, it's one guy in a stool in a massive structure with near or above 10,000 people in it. I've seen enough stand-up to say that past about 3,000 people, it can only really make the experience worse. I'm sure some comedians have figured out a way to make it work, but I've yet to find one. Dave Chappelle hates cancel culture and attacks some wokeists, but if someone pulls a phone out, a sold-out show of 7,000 people, it shuts him up. This is soft in my opinion. You 7,000 people in a theater, of course you are going to miss devices, and as a comic who has dealt with crowds, you know how to boot that person out and suck it up. You do not screw over fans because you're worried what the media might say about your comedy or that a set might be released early. Kill Tony learned recently with their New Year's arena show that an arena is not conducive to being funny. Take a look at their fans and reactions online, as well as clips you will see that it flopped. Again, at the end of the day, these comics and podcasts will use arenas every chance they get because it's an instant cash grab on ticket sales. If you can sell out an arena, you are going to make more money, and so will your management. It is an easy choice, but one that ultimately jacks up the price for fans and leads to a lousy comedy experience. Fans of comedy need to make it clear that clubs and small theaters are still king. It is the way stand-up has always been meant to be enjoyed. Of course, you can build on the foundation, but don't rip up and build a stadium.